Welcome in, everybody. The
Hi.
Talking Stick episode number 7. We have another special guest today, which is Dr. Casey Fox. I'm going to bring him up right now, and Yendi could give you an update on what's been going on this week.
So those kids masks that I was supposed to do last week, they're actually bigger. Like something was wrong with them. They were coming out too big, and I had to make adjustments to it. And then life comes in, and I'm still working on those. But let's see. We still have these masks available, and this one, the red floral, and I wanted a flat bag that I bought from Winston Paul, and it matched this. I posted this on my website, but look at this flat bag. There's a lot of room in here. Hi, Casey. Of
Hey, what's
course,
going
my
on, guys?
ooh.
Nice.
Casey wearing our mask and my vest that I
Oh,
made.
yeah.
Aw, I love it.
This is my favorite.
Yay. I'm
What's going on,
glad you
guys?
like it. Those are one of like the original ones that I made too.
Yes, they are. Yep.
That's cool. What's up, man? I'm seeing you in
You
what?
tell me, man. It's been a long time,
3
brother.
years? Feels like.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
Yeah, person
It's been
though.
a long time. How you
Even
guys
that.
been?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, doing good over here. Health wise too. Family's doing good and all that. And the kids are growing. Your kid, huh?
So where are you going? I mean, where are you at right now?
Well, we're in Bakersfield now.
Ah,
Up the road. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zion's in the 11th grade.
And that's crazy. How tall is he now?
Okay.
6'5"?
Well, he's no, he's not quite that tall. But yeah, he's growing fast, man. It's just cherishing all of the final days that we have left
Yeah.
until he turns 18. You know
I
what I'm saying?
bet.
Aww.
I
Yeah.
tell you, it goes fast. I just dread that day, but a cool thing, good and bad thing, I guess, for me being on the road so much, that separation anxiety,
hmm
it's not as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm always leaving and always coming back, and it was yeah, it's kind of different, but yeah, it's cherish the time that I have with him when we actually are back here in California. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Dang. So what's
Your
been
kids are
going
growing
on?
too.
Yeah, this one with the kids and all that, handling them and throwing them down and doing everything. He's doing a lot of work.
Yeah,
Hanging in
yeah, I know.
there.
I love seeing you guys, your business, kind of take off, so to speak. And I know
Yeah.
you guys are
Yeah.
doing a good thing. And I tell you, when I got this, Yendi, it was pretty cool. And it's mandatory. It's mandatory if we're working on airplanes
hmm
that we have masks. I mean, we
Mm.
have to maintain that 6 foot rule, but
Dang.
we have to have masks at all times. And since I work on a military installation, the Secretary of the Navy, he came out with a memo saying that all masks are mandatory now,
Oh,
no matter
wow.
what.
Wait right there.
So yeah,
Let's do our introduction right there, because let them have a background
absolutely.
of you, man, because you got an interesting background.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Yendi. I'm Cachiquel Maya from my mom's side. I'm Mexican from my dad's side.
Me, Johnny Nieto, Tule River Zone, and always happy to talk to everybody. What's up, Tyler Perone? What's up, cuz?
And our guest today, Casey Fox, Dr. Casey Fox. Go ahead, Casey.
Oh, so my name is Casey Fox, and I own
I own.
I hold a doctorate in education from Pepperdine. I spent 6 years in the military. I was a United States Marine, and I've been in aerospace working on planes for the last 25 years or so. And I'm originally from Fort Berthold, North Dakota. That's where my bloodlines run back to. I'm a Arikara as part of the 3 affiliated tribes.
Nice.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, take them off.
Let's see.
Yeah, so a little bit about your background too, man. It's amazing how you're doing with Boeing, right? I've been watching those for
Yeah,
a
so
while.
I just celebrated 25 years. I just got 25 years of service with Boeing on January 16th. That was one of my major career milestones that I've been marching to. Kind of a close call a couple years ago when they moved a lot of the Long Beach work that we had here to San Antonio. I was extended an offer to go to San Antonio, but there's just no way that I could separate from Zion for an extended period of time. So they found me a spot, which is kind of cool. I actually got a promotion out of it too, which was kind of nice.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
But I was actually ready to leave the company because at about 23 years, I felt that I had accomplished enough and just tired and ready to move on and
Yeah.
do something that I really enjoy and not miss out on the time with Zion. But like I said, they found me a spot, and it requires at least about like 50% of travel. I think we just got this new house, and I think I've been on the road over the last 2 years, probably about a year of that time.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's kind of crazy. So it's kind of a blessing, but it's also a curse because I'm always busy and I'm always on the road. I actually haven't unpacked my my suitcase from Oklahoma because I just got back.
OKC, huh?
Yeah. So I was down in your old stomping grounds, but I haven't even
Don't remind me.
haven't even unpacked my my suitcase. So I'm kind of like a gypsy, and
Yeah.
really get comfortable. Just repairing my roof today, cooking a little bit for Zion and stuff, and just enjoying, like I said, that time that I have back here before I get back on the road because I'm supposed to head back to Oak City on Sunday. So I'll be there for about a month at a time for the next 3 months. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. But like I said, it's we'll see where this leads. That's the biggest thing. I want to see where this leads. And I've always been aspiring to try to get to that next level of management, and trying to figure out what that right combination is. And they tell you to go ahead and get all the education you possibly can, and I've done that, right?
Yeah.
And so kind of the way I live my life and I manage my career is I tend to live it like a case study. I try to figure out, they say, here's the formula,
Yeah, exactly.
leave the reservation and go out and get your education, get a good job, come back home. And that's fine for a lot of people, but in a big industry or a big company that I'm in right now, there's more to it than just that, from what I found. Like I said, it's a challenge to get to that next level, and I'm ready for it. Like I said, I know where my shortcomings are, and I'm not willing to sacrifice a lot of the stuff that I believe in and I hold close to myself. But
That's good, man. Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of research on Boeing this whole past year because of the stock price. So I've just been like checking it out. So that's how I know like what's been going on because they're an interesting company, and the way it dipped back in February and March, and then watching it now go back to normal. That's where I was like, oh, I know about Boeing.
yeah, so I'm kind of a group historian now that I have 25 years, and the last time I've seen it like this was when 9/11 hit.
Yeah.
That was pretty devastating to the company and to our industry. It was just a long road to recover, but this one is like nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, obviously we're recovering a little bit. I think last year before COVID hit, we were watching to see if we were going to break $400 a share.
Wow.
But it didn't happen. It just dropped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
that's
kind of in it for a
that's where I
long haul.
came in, man. That's where I came in.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it'll eventually get up. It'll go back after things return back to normal, just like every other industry and every other business. But,
it's interesting. So yeah, going on to education now. Can you go on talking about what you learned and how how you separate, right? Going off the reservation, and then there's a lot of folks out there, a lot of tribe members too, that don't understand it of getting homesick, going to school itself and battling the whole two worlds and all that, and then plus you getting your doctorate. That's to people's eyes, that's amazing. In our eyes, Indians don't really get that doctorates though, but it's always a push.
We're about 0.5% of all doctoral students. It's crazy. So I did a lot of research. So my research was based off of culture in education. I was always fascinated by my own path, and I'll start from the beginning. I'll try to summarize it. But from kindergarten to the 12th grade, I went to roughly 12 different schools. So you're talking about a school every single year.
Yeah.
Texas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, just up and down the breadbasket, if you will, right? And when I lecture, a lot of people say, "Well, wow, their eyes get big," and and I'll try to put a positive spin on it. So my mom and my dad, obviously had 4 kids. They were struggling to make ends meet and whatnot, and it was a challenge, just because of the economy and things like that back then. But that helped to establish perseverance for myself, and I persisted. I was able to adapt to just about any environment, and I didn't really grow roots where I was at. So that's kind of, when I look back, that helped me to be able to go on the road for 6 months at a time and come back and
Okay.
things like that, because it's always home. But you really touched on a really important topic, Johnny, in terms of it's not a myth. It's kind of some of the advice that we get is to, leave the reservation, go get education, and you're absolutely right. One of the things that I came across in my study, which was, as I mentioned, culture and education, I had the opportunity and I had the choice of writing a book about leadership, let's say corporate leadership through Boeing, which I know inside and out, or education and Native American culture. I chose the other path, the latter, which was Native American education and culture. And everything that I read, all the literature, all the studies, they essentially said that Native Americans need the missing piece of the silver bullet, if you will, for Native Americans persisting and achieving an achievement throughout their whole academic careers was language. And obviously that's very important to us, language. But as I sat and I thought about it, and again, like I said, I lectured quite a few times, and Zion would be sitting in the audience, and I'd ask, and I'd kind of make this draw a comparison. I said, so we left the reservation. I left the reservation. I'm providing for my son. He's going to Los Alamitos school district here. Not one course on Native American studies, how to cook, how to clean, hunt, things like that. No one can provide that to him, And to get back to your point, Johnny, is that when we leave, there's that missing piece. We're always going to be attached to where we came from. I know you're from Tule River Reservation. Myself, there's always a piece attached to Fort Berthold for me, and it always has been. And it's just we were on our island by ourselves, and I didn't realize how big the Native American community was here in Southern California. And then when I started going to powwows, developed that network, that friendship, that missing piece, that support that is so important to people going to college, natives going to college, that they need that support off the reservation just as much as they needed it when they were going through high school at home. Yes. And I think a lot of people that haven't gone through that, like yourself and like myself, they don't really understand how
what? How what? Let's see, Casey, you're breaking up on us. Killed the how, man. Killed the how. Wait for you, man. I want to ruin it for you. Casey, there you are. You stopped that how. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's still loading up.
Is that missing piece of the puzzle? That's how we deal with it. This thing on? This guy cheesing it on. Let me get him back.
Wait.
Are you on? Can you hear me? You good?
Yeah.
You
stuff, man. You missed it.
I said you stopped that how, and then it crashed. I was like, how what?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like I said, it was
dude.
It was a challenge. It's a challenge. That missing piece has always been that support. That's when I did the research, looked at all the literature, did literature reviews, all the studies.
Hold up, man. It's still messing up on us. The Wi-Fi. You gotta let it load real quick.
Okay.
Man, I see that's how stuff is. It always messes like that, and then we gotta start all over. All right, he's coming in a little bit. Yeah, like I said, you stopped that how on our end.
Can you hear me?
Tell us the formula. Yeah, we can barely hear you. Go for it.
Can you see me?
You're all pixelated though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like way pixelated.
I think it might. I might be at a minute.
Oh, you're out a minute? Is that track phone?
My track phone, man.
Here, let me start it over. Let me start it over, and then let me get you back in real quick, right? Let me check it out. So let me remove you real quick, and then let me get you back in, Casey, since you left us.
Okay, while you're doing that, I couldn't finish what I was trying to say earlier. Is that we have ear warmers on our website, reversible ear warmers. Then we got another one, a buffalo one. and
Buffalo.
they are at a discount rate right now. So go ahead and go over there.
Discount rate, they're $9.99 right now.
And you can use the talking stick discount code, 10%. 10%. Okay?
Let's see if he's on or not. Casey.
I can see you guys.
We can't see you.
You're like in the spirit realm.
There
you are.
I'm learning, man. Yeah.
What are the odds, man? What are the odds? FBI don't want us to talk about this, dude.
Very important.
Yeah. So again, he stopped that howl on our end.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was really going a million miles a minute, man. It's some really good stuff. But yeah, so I guess to kind of summarize and get back to your point, Johnny, is that the common theme that I saw, even though you said that, was that the family support was very important throughout the academic careers of any of the Native American students that I studied. So it was pretty eye-opening when I read that. But it didn't seem like too much of a surprise because obviously, like I said, I was always searching for that piece of home that I didn't have while I was out here on the road and things like that.
The powwow road, man, that's something else, huh?
How do you have time? Like, I always see you at powwows, and now that you're telling us that you're always traveling.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool because if I was thinking about taking my rig with me back to Oklahoma because I'm sure there's a lot more powwows out there.
Oh.
A lot of grass specials, man.
Yeah, so when it opens up, I'm going to take my rig out there and start running again.
That'd be cool. So, talk about the grass dance, what it means and what it means to you and how you feel when you're dancing that style, when you're in the circle.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so grass dancing, it just... I knew when Zion was born, or even before he was going to be born, that I would pass on to him the powwow lifestyle, if you will, the circle. Not just the powwows, the contest, but the whole gamut associated to being an active participant in our culture, right? And I always wanted him to be a grass dancer. I've never danced all my whole life, so when he started, I think it was like maybe... maybe 9 or 10. That's when I started, right? And so I didn't dance all my life, but I knew it was there. But it was, I think, what's really probably more important to me than being the best grass dancer is that I get to be out there with him. I don't know if you ever seen us. We go off to the side.
Oh yeah.
We'll go off to the side, and then we'll talk, and we'll do different things. We'll kind of experiment, kind of explore the dance style, and we talk, and we flip it, not compete, like a dance battle,
like,
but
have fun with it. Try something a little different.
Exactly, and it's not like, well, watch me do this, but it's just like it's his time for me to watch him, and his time for me to watch, or him to watch me. But it was really cool as far as when he was dancing, and I get to see him up front. It's like having a front row seat to a HBO event. You're at the front row. You're with them. You can see the action. You can feel the action. It was really cool because, like I said, I've been trying to teach him and trying to pushing him out a little bit more so he's not under my wing and things like that. Okay. But I think we were at Arroyo High School, and he was dancing, and I can't remember who it was. There was a drum that God, who was it? God. Buffalo Creek.
Okay.
The guy from Buffalo Creek. I can't remember who it was, man. But they were singing this really good intertribal, and we were doing it. We were talking. He was dancing, and he started dancing, and he just started doing his own thing, and it was really neat because he went on his own, and he just danced, and he was basically in his zone, and I knew that he was feeling the music. I don't want to say for the first time, but he was appreciating the drum, the song, and he really tore it up. That's all I can describe. And I could feel his energy and his passion for what he was doing. And the cool thing about it is that when he got done, I said, "So, how'd you like that?" He's like, "I really liked it. I liked it a lot, Dad."
Oh.
And it was neat. And I said, "Well, I said, you know what you need to do." I said, "So when I get that feeling where I'm feeling drum, and I feel so close to that drum that I go put money down on that drum." And he's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, if you appreciate and you felt that drum and what they did to make you feel that feeling, you need to show them respect, and you need to, offer something, tobacco, money, or whatever." I said, "So I grabbed my wallet, and he's like, "Well, you come with me?" I said, "No, this is you. You go do this."
Oh.
And so and he went over there, and they all stood up. You know how they put the drumsticks down. They stood up, and I don't know what they said. I don't know what words they exchanged, but he's been there with me when I've done it before, and it was really neat to see him get to that point where it wasn't about competing. I mean, he loves competing. He loves contesting.
He's so good. He's really good.
I don't want to say in a negative connotation that he likes to compete for money, but that's what he considered his job. That most of it had a paper route, but he was winning money and things like that, and he really liked that. But at that point in time, it was just a regular traditional powwow, and he really danced hard, and that was really cool to see. So as far as getting back to your question, it's powerful. It's powerful to be in an arena doing something you really love.
Especially
Absolutely.
with your son.
Yeah,
Now
it's
that
cool
we
now.
have kids, like I totally get it. Like I totally get it, and I see how like it would push. Like for me, because he dances already. Like it's gonna push me to get out there because this is gonna be looking at me or to his mom or to his sisters, and so I get what you're saying. And I was telling Johnny, I was like, I don't know why I'm getting emotional. You just telling that story. I was like, oh, and because I know him too. I was like,
And the cool thing, and kind of like when I lecture, I go all the way back to my first powwow. My grandma, when I was living in Omaha, in the projects, she took me all the way back to White Shield, North Dakota, with me and my aunt, and we drove back. And I swear to God, it was the longest drive ever from Omaha to White Shield, North Dakota. And I watched her put on her regalia, and I got to see that, but I didn't really appreciate it. It didn't really register. But I didn't go to any powwows for I don't know how many years, but she planted that seed of culture within me. She showed me what that meant. And so that always stuck in my mind. And so my duty as a parent, a Native American parent, was to plant that seed with him and to see where it went. Because he could have just totally pushed it away, which would have been fine, but he embraced it and he understands it. So now, after I'm gone, he has the option to carry that forward, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of the obligation that we all have to our culture, is to perpetuate that and to plant those seeds so that they can be cultivated over the course of our children's lifetimes, and that's how we keep this thing alive. So that's just a personal thought.
And that's something that I didn't realize when having kids with you. It's like
with me now.
That, with like
choose your words.
Cultural, I know. I'm thinking. Just culture-wise, like it's something that I need to embrace with them, their culture. If he can't, like if he doesn't do it, I mean he will, but I have to put in my little 2 cents in there too. And I didn't really think about it growing up. As I wanted to learn my culture, that's something that I have to teach them as well. Just like you said, so if they do take it on, that's why I was just like, that's a lot. Like, let's see.
Our responsibility. Still remember when I broke his heart when I switched styles.
Yeah. We lost it. We lost a good one.
Like when I was grass dancing, right? When I switched to Northern Traditional, man, that kid was the first one broken-hearted.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But, yeah, he really, and just to kind of let you guys know, and Johnny specifically, you, Randy, he really looked up to you, and he still does. I
Aw.
mean, he's seen you switch, and for those of you that really left an impression with him when he first started, you were part of his special, his
Mhm.
coming out special, right?
Yep.
And it was very important for you to be part of it. And I appreciate you guys doing it. And I
Mhm.
watch those videos every now and then when I get sentimental, and I
Oh.
think back those things. It was you, Shigo. I think it was uh, Adrian and you, Shigo, Adrian, and I can't remember who else it was. Oh, David Patterson.
Mhm.
You guys showed him the way, and that was cool. And it's cool. And I know he remembers everything you guys said to him,
Mhm.
even when he was just a little guy. So it was he still looks up to you. I mean, even though we lost you to the dark side.
But yeah, I told him, man, I was like, hey, this is my path ever since I was going. This was my uncle always told me, learn the grass dance first. Once you're ready to earn those feathers, they'll come to you. And then my next stage hit, and then everything else came within that year, and that's what happened. Those were my stages, and the honor to carry on the one eagle feather, one fan, your roach, and everything. Your two warriors on your head, battling up there, and then to carry that bustle now, it's a big part of life.
Yep.
And actually learning, appreciating too those feathers and what they could do. Them watching your bat, your six, and all that, and the prayers that go on with it. It's powerful medicine, but that's how I was told and raised and taught that way of you just do grass first, learn the ways, learn it, and then once you get done, found love with grass, right? Now I got to go this way now, and then once the boy grows up too, going straight to northern. So
Yep. There you go. Yeah, that's good to hear.
How would he could he go to grass?
yeah, but part of the northern clan, man, you got to get that kid straight to northern
Okay.
because of dad.
What if he wants to do grass or chicken
You go
or
pick the
fancy?
grass. You go pick some chickens. Oh man. But yeah, how do you feel? I feel it's appreciated now of more of the indigenous down south, Aztecs and all that, them coming into the powwow now, like in LA. It's more invited now, more culturally invited on our end, the way it's adapted now. More than just a dinner break, right? They're actually
Yep.
enjoying and being part of the powwow circle now. I thought it was pretty amazing the way they came in and the way they're being invited in, open arms. And how'd you feel about that?
So it's interesting that you would ask that
I know, because
question.
I want to know like your perspective on it.
Uh, yeah, I think it's cool because I'm not a history buff, but I have a lot of close friends that I confide in, that I talk to from time to time. But I think the adage is, what is it? We didn't cross the border crossed us.
Mhm.
So in my eyes, the southern border should be further up. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so we should all be one big happy family, as far as I'm concerned. And I
Mhm.
appreciate um, them being part of the circle, absolutely,
Mhm.
because we're neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the cool thing is they appreciate what we do as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think there's that mutual respect. And if you look at it, we're both, again, perpetuating our cultures or our interpretations of our culture, as far as the dance and the drums, the singing, and things like that go, the
Mhm.
practices, the medicine, things like that, ceremonies.
Mhm.
We're all practicing that. And if we can do it in the same circle, I think that just makes
More power.
the circle more diverse and stronger,
Mhm.
and more understanding of the bond that we do carry, because we are so close as far as, like uh, ancestry goes.
You got a question?
Sorry, we have some technical difficulty here. So when you're not traveling, I know you said that you like to spend time with Zion, but what do you guys like to do?
I personally like to cook. I love
Oh,
I
okay.
love cooking. I love cooking, and mainly because I get tired of eating on the road. It sucks.
Yeah.
It
Oh
really
yeah.
does. I mean, it
You
sounds really
man.
cool. You can eat at all these restaurants. No, it sucks. I prefer to stay in hotels that have a kitchen, and I'll cook, but nothing's as good as your kitchen in your own home.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love cooking uh, for everyone, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. And for myself, if I have time, I'll ride my motorcycles. I love going out to Azusa Canyon, Malibu Canyon, and splitting the canyons on those roads. But it's really interesting is that the less time that I have, or the longer I'm going to be away from Zion, the more time I focus on him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All these other things that I really personally enjoy, they don't include him. So if it's a matter of just sitting here waiting to cook for him, I'm totally content with that. I love that. And I think he appreciates my cooking, and I think he does.
He's
And
eating, man. He appreciates it.
he's my hardest critic, to be quite honest. I'll ask him and say, give me the truth, man. How was it? Are we gonna add it to the rotation?
Man, this
And
boy.
he'll say yes or no. Maybe it was too sweet or too savory or whatever. But it's trying to build that bond. And I think again that comes from my
I get
upbringing.
that question before I take a bite.
Casey, do you just stand there watching him too, how I do with him after I cook? I'm like, so what you think?
I'm just like,
The point I was going to make is that the reason why I try to cook so much is because my mom did that for me. It's crazy. So I'm kind of doing what she did for me. Every time I came home from school, there was a hot meal ready for me, and she'd cook all my favorite stuff. And every time I come home off of leave from the military, my sisters would cook for me, my mom would cook for me, all the favorite things that I like to eat. So that's kind of, I guess, kind of a tradition I'm going to carry on with him, and he's going to remember. I know he's going to remember after I'm gone. He's like, man, I really wish I learned how to make that, the way my dad cooked or whatever. So I want to build those memories indirectly with him. And like I said, after I'm not going to die anytime soon, but after I'm gone, he'll have those memories of me when he's, like I said, when I'm gone. So
hey, my boy Six Killer joined right now. Jim Six Killer in the chat. Casey's going to Oklahoma. Show him around, Jim. Haven't seen you in a while.
oh man, I have a Marine buddy who works. I can't remember where he works, but he knew that I was coming in town, but we couldn't meet because of COVID and things like that, right? But he said he works with two Indian guys from down there, and he said you need to go to Shawnee to Fire Creek or the casino down there for Indian tacos. He said they highly recommend it, and like me, we're connoisseurs of Indian tacos and Native Americans. Like, okay, whatever. But I went down there, man. Oh my God, I can't believe I ate a whole Indian taco by myself in the car. And, corn soup too, man. Oh my God, but it was definitely good. But yeah, definitely open for any recommendations for really good food down there.
Yeah.
I don't know where we were at. It wasn't that good.
Where are you guys at?
Stillwater. Yeah. It's about what? 30
North.
minutes up the
North?
road.
It's between
Yeah.
Tulsa and
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma
Okay,
City.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Tulsa. I don't know why. I went to Shawnee. There wasn't a whole lot, but definitely want to go to Tulsa.
Tulsa's all right. Tulsa's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to make my way up there.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
I mean, we only went there like a few times because it was an hour away from us. So
Yeah, I don't even mind driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way it
Well, there's
felt
really
for
nothing
us.
to do, right?
Yeah, the way it
What's
felt
that?
for us was like Tule River next to Porterville's like Stillwater for us. That's the town that we were in. And then OKC was like Bakersfield, and then Tulsa was like Fresno. So we have like a halfway point, the same exact way,
Gotcha.
and they're both the similar style.
Really?
Yeah,
Both the same, huh?
yeah. Well, they'll be saying Fresno's like Tulsa. Everybody get mad. If you know Fresno, but no, but no. Right, Michael? You on here, Michael? Running one? Fres, yes.
I don't know who's still on.
Messing with them.
So how are you guys doing with your business?
Yeah.
Let you guys know, I'm pretty proud of you guys, man. I know
Thank
it's a lot of
you.
work.
My
I
fingers
really
hurt.
am. I'm telling you.
My ears hurt from her yelling.
So how's that going for you guys?
Oh,
Pretty good. I mean, surprisingly, we just had to adapt a little bit to everything that was going on now because our main thing was pop-ups. That was our main, like, where we would get ourselves out there and make more sales, meet people. That was like
The
our
powwow
main.
road, you know.
Yeah, going to powwows and then going there, setting up. And so now that we were stuck at home, we were like, okay, well, like, what do we do now? Like, that was our main thing. But luckily, we had everything else set up in the background, like our website and inventory and all that. And we just had to switch up, like, okay, what's going on now that we can mix it up with culture. And that's when we started going with masks, and it was a high demand. It's still going. I'm just trying to like make as much as I can. Having 2 kids now, so adding Jackson on, that added like, okay, another task to do throughout the day. And I had to adapt on. Once I was getting the hang of how to work and have one kid, then Jackson came along, and then I had to readjust with when am I gonna have time to sew? How is it gonna work? Or like, what am I gonna do with one kid and then the other one? Okay, like one's down, one's sleeping. Okay, let me go do something. And then I can only work for so long during the day because then I have other things to do. And then for the most part, I have to stay up late or put them to sleep early. And then I can get some work done and then just keep going every day, get a little bit done throughout the day, get some stuff done at night, bust all-nighters sometimes, and that's just how we've been going. It's a blessing though, you know, like as long as we're still able to make things, I don't care about not sleeping because fortunately our business is still going, and we're blessed that everybody is supporting us and that we're getting out there. You know, we've just been working on it, doing what we're doing. And like you said, as long as you still keep working on it, your business will start growing or your name will start getting out there. And sometimes I can't believe like how many stuff is out there, how much of our clothing is out there, because I'm just like, go, 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 gotta do this, gotta do that. And then sometimes I'll like stop. Like when we got featured in the Cosmopolitan website, I was like, wait, what just happened? Like, huh? Like, and then it still took me a little bit to even like process it and like, okay, like what really did happen. And and then from then on, like it was just a little bit and then I had to go, like keep working and got to think about like the next thing to do. And I was always on the go.
Yep. That's what we got to do. Yeah, I hear you. So, like I said, I'm proud of you guys, man.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you guys had that opportunity to provide products and services during this time. Very, very important. And just so you know, Yendi, even when I came back from Oak City this past week, I got on the airplane, I had my mask on, and I tell you, I get compliments on the mask all the time wherever I go.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. It's cool as heck. Yep.
Thank you.
That's good.
I'm glad that they're. Wait, is it all guys or girls too, huh?
Well, the girls were pretty cute. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be rocking it like this.
Yeah, but our next step too is casinos, getting them in casinos. The product itself, that's the next step going on, because we're already at that stage, you know. And we hit up every state so far. You know, we hit up Canada, Mexico too, and we're kind of all over the place with everything online. So we got to get it. Next step is to get it in businesses. So we did get a couple invites too, or orders from Indian health centers too, clinics.
Oh yeah.
So different tribes hit us up, and they contacted us, and we gave them the offer of in bulk, 500 masks. You know, crazy orders, and because they needed them at the time, and putting them in their housing boxes, their home boxes, and providing for their tribes. So we had a couple orders of those, which is great. I mean, we're willing to help out the tribes too. That's what it's all about. And then them giving that to their own people, which is awesome too. So we've been busy this whole past year.
Like when it first kicked off, it was crazy. And I was pregnant with Jackson too. Like I would forget that I was pregnant, and once I get into work mode, like that's all I was doing. Like right before I gave birth to Jackson. And like I said, we've been blessed, but we've been working hard as well. There's a lot of stuff that people don't see that we have to do. Jackson's waking up. Thank you.
Yeah, then I started another business for digital marketing. That's been fun so far. Creating
Wow.
websites, doing people's
Good
social
for you.
media for small businesses, and then
Yeah.
creating their graphic design and working with them, different avenues, different businesses that I'm learning too about, and doing their products and stuff for them, services, and then that's been fun itself for me.
So that's important. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that right now. If
yeah,
it's something that you enjoy doing,
hmm
you're on the right path. I'm
yeah,
telling you,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. That's something I enjoy. I tell them too, this is fun for me, right? This whole thing, and because with my experience too, working with the tribes, working with as CEO, and
Yep.
with my economic development experience too in different markets, and coming in there with them, they see my resume or see who I am, like, oh yeah, all right, you got it, go ahead. And different
Yep.
sales come in and everything. So
Yep.
yeah, it's been fun. I enjoy it. There's this guy.
Oh, there he is.
Woke
Finally
up.
get to meet him.
He just stares at me all the time, man.
Oh
That's
yeah.
because he wants you to hold
Just stares
it.
into my soul.
You see? Here, he wants you to hold him.
It's funny.
Ah,
That's
So Casey could see him.
there he is, the boy.
Uncle Steve.
This toupee. He's on 5 months now, or 5 months
Yeah,
now.
5 months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
5 months. Wearing 6 months clothing at 3 months.
Oh, geez. There you go.
Good morning.
Just woke up.
Did you have a nice little nap?
Turned the teed too. So
Oh man, I don't envy you.
get his toupee. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. The one thing I was going to tell you guys is that you never see one of these laying in a parking lot on
The
the ground.
Walmart,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Walmart parking lot.
Yep. You see those blue masks and just about every other kind of masks out there. So these, when you guys sell these, I think that people will tend to keep them until they get worn out and they're ready to be thrown out. They're not just going to
Yeah.
be part of them.
So they start fading or ripping.
Yep, for sure.
I know, it's kind of sad to see all that stuff on the floor. I've seen it too. I'll just be going somewhere and people just throw down their disposable mask.
Yep.
But those that don't know, my masks are reusable. You just wash them and reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. And it has a pocket for an extra filter. I do sew in a medical filter in there. It's a general medical filter. And they go around your head. So yeah, if you guys go to our website, you can see those on there. But
I got one of the original ones.
just like the one that Casey has. Casey, do you have one of the extra large or is it the regular adult size?
Regular adult.
Oh, okay. Let me see. So I was doing regular adult mask, and then, of course, it didn't fit Johnny. So he was like, "Hey, can you make me a big one? Because these don't fit me." And I said, "Okay, I'll make one." And then I don't know if people were asking me or I made extra and then I just listed it. And then I got more requests. I was getting more requests for
Really?
extra large. Yeah. And so then I started automatically adding extra large on there. Yeah, without knowing, I mean, there are other people that need a bigger mask and a lot of people don't offer that. And so I make sure to offer that on there. So I guess it is a blessing that I always have to make one for you because
Indian
everybody
size.
else
Indian
is gonna
sizes, right? Yep. I know what you're talking about. Indian sizes.
Because at first I was like, oh, I gotta make you one. Like, I already have all these. Can I just give you one? He was like, no, they don't fit. So then, yeah, I'll just have to create a new one for him. So what's Zion up to?
So it's really cool. I'm really impressed with what he's been doing with his life. He's crazy smart. I just don't understand.
Don't understand.
How smart
He's just like super smart. Unless high school's easy for him, but he's had straight A's since I can remember. I mean, in 11th grade, he's still knocking it out of the park, man. Straight A's, and it was really cool because he's doing this gaming thing, right? He was really into track. obviously California shut down all the schools and the events, and so his track season never materialized, right? He was training and things like that, but he's a gamer, and so he plays at Rocket League, and so he got on the team. Yep, and so it was crazy. He went to the state tournament, and his team won the CIF, whatever that means, state tournament for Rocket League. And what's crazier than that is that there was, I can't remember who it was, some gaming company, they were offering a scholarship. It was like $5,000, right? Yeah. But you had to compete for it. So all of his buddies, they competed for it. And he came to me an hour before it was due. He's like, my mom told me to ask you if, you had any thoughts on this. I said, well, what are you trying to do? So I kind of laid it out. And I said, maybe touch on this, touch on this, touch on this. And, took notes, scribbled it, and I gave it to him. And he went up in his room, and he did a video, and he kind of live like this, and then he posted it, and he showed me. And after I looked at it, it was actually pretty well put together and thought out. And probably about like a week and a half later, he found out that he won that scholarship.
Yay.
And his buddies were like, how did you do that? He's like, well, I got a pretty stacked background for the most part. And he says, I just focus on this, focus on that. But it was really neat for him to be able to utilize what he knows about the culture to distinguish himself. And that was pretty cool. But so he's doing that. He's trying to get on another team. He's trying to go national now, I guess. And we'll see where that leads.
It's crazy how esports took off this. I mean, they're already coming up, but esports just took off now because of where everybody's
It's part of the esports. Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And they sponsor it. And it's crazy, and it's just another form of sport.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He represents his high school in that sport.
Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's good though.
We should have had it when we were playing Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. I know my buddy has a league like that too. He developed some, and they have tournaments and everything. It's just fun.
Yep.
Shout
It's a
out
big
to
deal,
Mad
man.
Gaming.
So that's his life, man. So it's cool. Keeps him focused, and obviously he doesn't get bored. With him not going to school, because he's not going to public school right now. He opted to stay home, do homeschooling, and he's still excelling, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
But as an online gamer, that's all is virtual, right? So he adapted really well to that environment. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of cool.
That's nice.
I was kind of scared. I didn't know how his grades would be after he started doing himself, but he's still knocked out of the park, man.
Nice. Hey, so I have a few questions to ask you. How have you been able to, let's say, do some of your traditions or learn about your culture as you've been traveling or going to school? If anybody out there is trying to learn it or may have a busy life, how did you go? I don't know, how did you do that? Or what have you always done?
Well, so like I said, it was always planted within me from my grandmother. And obviously growing up on the res, I knew about our culture, but I wasn't an active participant until Zion was born, right? But to learn, I just like I said, I started dancing when I was God, in my late 30s maybe. That's when I started dancing, maybe early 40s, and never danced, but I really enjoyed it. And then being in that circle, and then you mentioned, Johnny, is that the powwow trail, and you learn things from different folks, and you learn histories and traditions and interpretations of what something means, and you just kind of start to accumulate that knowledge base of what the culture is comprised of. And kind of one of the points that I make when I lecture is that there's over 500 some odd tribes, and they could all have a different interpretation of what sweetgrass means or what sage means.
Yeah.
It just depends on how they apply it to their particular section of our culture, because we're diverse even within ourselves with that many tribes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it just helped me to grow and to learn more, and I'm constantly reading especially, and it was really cool to be the MC for Sherman Indian High School powwow.
Oh yeah.
Made a lot of good friends out there,
Oh
and that was
yeah.
cool. That was the coolest thing, and it's like, and I love education. I support Sherman Indian High School, and I said absolutely. They asked me, I said, yep. Just tell me when and where. They asked me again this year. I said, yep. And COVID,
Mm-hmm.
but it forced me to learn a little bit more about how to convey what I've learned throughout my time on the powwow trail, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to carry that conversation with an arena full of folks.
Yeah, and some tribes have not crazy, but just like various stories, like you said, different medicines, of course, and it's all good though, just to learn and like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay, let's see. Different style, like in Oklahoma itself, whole different style, whole different avenue on things, and then
Different protocols, everything.
different protocols, and then coming back to Cali.
What I'm really fascinated with is the Eastern tribes. I know absolutely nothing. That's what I want to learn about.
Mm-hmm.
What's different what's something that stands out for them? Because I've been wanting to go like to powwows. I think if I just go to one powwow, that'll tell me everything, or just see how they dress or how they dance, maybe if it's different. But what can you tell me that's different?
Well, see, I don't want to even speak. I don't want to misspeak because I know very little about the Eastern tribes.
Right.
And so, like that, I appreciate some of the the videos that I've seen, some of the contests I've seen, as far as the smoke dance and things like that. It just
Oh,
fascinates
that's where that's
me.
from?
Absolutely, and it just
Oh.
and I want to learn more about that side of the country and all those tribes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I read about it too when I was studying as well. Longhouses stories and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Way back in time. But like I said, it just fascinates me, and it
So.
would make me a more rounded native, if you will, to understand that piece of it.
Oh, okay. Wait, you said that the smoke dance is that those dancers that spin really fast?
Let's stop that.
Stomp. Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry. uh, did you say what language your tribe speaks?
So that's another thing too. So I grew up in Twin Buttes, North Dakota, which is predominantly Mandan. So three affiliated tribes comprised of Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara.
Oh, okay.
So I'm Arikara. I'm from White Shield, which is across the lake. I grew up in Twin Beach, which is Mandan. So it was really neat back in grade school, from fourth grade to seventh grade, before I went to Marty Indian School in South Dakota, one of my transitions there. They would have an elder by the name of Otter Sage, Louise Sage. She would come in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and she would teach us Mandan.
Oh,
So
cool.
when I pray out in arena, I pray in Mandan. I don't pray in Arikara. So it's a big joke. I kind of stole their language. They adopted me, but I stole their language because I speak more Mandan than I do Arikara or Spanish.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now let me see. What would you tell your younger self? Like, let me see. With you, because with your education and everything that you're working on now, what would you tell your younger self? I don't know if you've always. I don't know. Go ahead.
What would I tell my younger self?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you had everything already planned out and figured out. So I don't know.
Well, yeah. So that's part of it, and so my thoughts process and my career and my lifestyle, everything has been planned out.
Oh, okay.
What I would tell my younger self is find something that you truly enjoy and are passionate about, and then see where that leads.
Okay.
Because I think where I struggle is I work so much, and my life is basically consumed by my work. Case in point, I'm always traveling, right? I mean, it pays the bills, keeps the roof over our house, your food on the table, things like that. But I'm missing out for 30 days at a time on Zion growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he'll be 18 soon. And then after that, he's got his own life to live. But I'm losing that time. So if I had my choice to tell my younger self, find something that you really truly enjoy doing. Like you, I'm envious of you guys, because if you have your kids playing in the background while you're sewing and making products and services, I would love that. I would love it, because he would be in arm's reach and I wouldn't miss out on that time. He might kill me or I might kill him, but might get sick of each other. But it's like I said, it's just all perspective. Like I said, I think you guys got a really good thing going there with your business, and you're able to watch your kids grow up too. And that's time.
Thank you. I didn't see it. I mean, I've thought about it, but sometimes I'm just like, I can't do it all at home. It's like I have everything going on here. But thanks for saying that. Give me some motivation. But I also like to ask those questions, like what you would tell your younger self. Is just, if we have other people others that will be watching this video, if they're young, like that's something that they can think about as well. So thank you for sharing that.
What? Staring daggers all the time.
He wants him to hold him and play with him,
Uh-huh.
and then he's all like, "What are you
They
looking
want
at?" I'm
you.
like, "Wants you to hold him."
Yeah.
He just wants to be with him. It's so funny. Okay, so we've pretty much talked about everything here that we wanted to ask you, or topics that we wanted to touch on. Did you want to leave any or say any last words? Anybody out there, or sometimes, and then I also let other people say, if they have a website or social media, but in your case, it's a little different. But again, do you have any last words that you want to share?
No, I think the only thing I would add is that anytime that I lecture, what I tell folks, anyone listening to me, that now that you know me, now that you know my history, what I'm about, my path, how I got where I'm at and where I'm going, consider me a resource, especially within the Native American community, whether it be education, whether it be just advice. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, obviously. I do have a website, but I hardly ever go to it. It's just kind of like a placeholder. But it's on my Instagram. It's foxnoise.com. But you can always get in touch with me if you need advice, career path. I do a lot of lecturing on career, how to go from the military to the corporate world, education, coming with a reservation, things like that. So my story is essentially just like everyone else's story. And if I can help to provide information, guidance, or any input, now that everyone knows me, that's what I'm here for. I can always offer my time.
And we'll share your Instagram name. So anybody that wants to go to his page, he will be linked up to this. And thank you, Casey, for tuning in here with us.
Yep,
we really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us and our business.
Absolutely.
Day one.
Day one, man. I'm original. I'm OG.
Yeah, you are. And you know what? I think about this when I dropped off. I think it was this vest that you're wearing. Did I drop this one off at that one powwow in Malibu? You don't know how long it took.
No. That was the other one. I was trying to find that one. It's kind of like this print. It's kind of like this.
Oh, is it?
It was gray, but it's kind of like this. That one's my favorite one. I like this one too. Zion has the same one, but the one that you originally made at Malibu, that's the one I really love, but I couldn't find it.
You can't find?
It's on the ground at Walmart.
No, it's in one of my boxes somewhere because I moved from my apartment to over here, so it's somewhere in the house.
So I think about when I went to go drop that off. You don't know how long it took me to go take it, because I think it was Yanessa's first car ride, and I was by myself, and I busted a mission to drop it off. But no. I set myself up for that one because I was like, Johnny, I have to go. And he goes, why do you have to go? He needs it. I need to go drop it off. I want to go drop it off. So I went with Yanessa, and because I'm just excited. Like if anybody gets something for me or they need it, I'm like, okay, I'll do anything. I'll do whatever it takes just to go drop it off. And but it's my love for you. Like I want to go. You wanted this. Let me go ahead and give it to you, and as soon as I can.
And that, when you're in customer service and when you're reaching out, you're selling products, that goes a long ways. I can tell you that much right now. Even that little thank you card that you put into the box because I ordered one of these for my buddy out in Atlanta.
Oh
He
yeah.
liked it. I sent it out to him. He was a Marine buddy, and he made a pretty dope one. It's a really cool pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But that card, that was the coolest thing. I mean, I appreciate it the best, but nice little touch. Things like that go a long ways. They really do.
We try to add in a little bit in there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I got to go finish cooking.
Okay. I hope they didn't
I
burn.
appreciate you guys having me, man. I really do.
Yep, thank you too for coming on.
Yeah.
Sharing your wisdom, man. It's good.
All right.
Later, bro.
Take care, brother.
Bye. Wait, so I wanted to know when the cookbook is dropping.
Tomorrow, tomorrow. Dropping tomorrow. We're going to eat big. All right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Did you want to say something?
That's it, man.
Okay.
You guys be safe out there. Go check out OITClothing to get 99. What was it? $9.99.
Yep. Wait! I forgot to say that we also have wristlets. I try to reuse all the fabric that we have. I try not to waste any fabric, and I make wristlets with some of what we have as extra fabric. So check those out as well on there.
Good seeing y'all.
Bye-bye.
Later. Say bye.